Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to Full Count. That's Sports Memo's MLB betting coverage show. We come to you live every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. My friends, we're going to be covering baseball with some of the best handicappers, analysts, columnists, and sports bettors on the entire planet. We're going to be giving out free picks on several games for today's card and plenty of time for you to get down on those free picks. I'm your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. And joining me today, we got an all-star cast, my friends. Oh, my God, this is the A-team. The First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and the Southern Assassin himself, Mr. Rocky Atkinson. Guys, it's Tuesday. Dionne, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Long time no see.
Oh, God, I get to see you every 90 seconds in this house. But I got to tell you, every time I see you, I love you more than the minute before, and I've been loving you for 23 years. Guys, I love the cow so much, I bought it. So, guys, let's go to my good buddy, Rocky Atkinson, who I got to share the First Family Show panel with today. But I got to tell you, Rocky is not just one of my favorite people on the planet. He's one of the most respected people in the history of the sports betting business. Rocky, how are you today?
Hey, Joe, doing good. Good to be back here with you this afternoon.
Guys, I said it before, and I said it again. I'll say it again. You know, there are certain voices over the years that you really love. You know, James Earl Jones had that voice that was great. Samuel L. Jackson, I wanted to do my eulogy because he says a lot of curse words. But, guys, Rocky Atkinson is the smoothest and silkiest guy I know. And at my eulogy, that's who I want to give the eulogy at my funeral. No, you're gonna outlast me anyway, Rocky. Oh, listen to me. I'm married to Dionne. I'm lucky I make it till the end of the week. Sports fans, I love my wife very much. Before we get into 3 roundtable games and our best bet segment, stay tuned. We got a couple of very, very exciting announcements. First of all, because of you, our viewers, we hit that milestone of 5,000 subscribers over on the Sports Memo YouTube channel. But we've got a new goal. We want to hit 10,000, and only you can get us there. So hit that subscribe button. I'm going to tell you now, our producer, Chris, who's in the back room, myself, our fearless leader, Johnny Detroit. Let me try it again. Johnny Detroit, and a few other people, and the greatest staff in the world, our Detroit crew. Guys, we are in the works. And we're going to have a schedule out for the fall video content, and we're going to revolutionize sports betting. You don't want to miss a thing here at Sports Memo YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. This way you get alerts every time our shows pop up. Trust me, you're going to love it. I promise you that. A few other things, guys. In a few weeks from now, August 19th and 20th, your favorite Sports Memo and Wager Talk personalities are going to be at the Westgate in Las Vegas in the Superbook in the clubhouse at a meet and greet. You don't want to miss it, and we don't want to miss you. So come one, come all, come join us. Have some fun. Meet your favorite Sports Memo and Wager Talk personalities. I'm going to be there. Dionne is going to be there. Guys, we're going to have a lot of fun. Our good buddy, our producer, Chris, will be there. And trust me, last time I bailed him out of jail, not once but twice over that meet and greet. I'm just kidding. Everybody's going to be there. We can't wait to meet all of you. Come and meet all of us. It's going to be a blast. We have some great stuff. I got some fun stuff for the swag bags, and there's going to be some fun stuff in there. Guys, other than that, we've got a couple of great discounts. First, oh my goodness, Sports Memo, just every time I think they can't outdo themselves, a new week comes, and they do outdo themselves. Guys, this is amazing. Anybody on this show, the rest of MLB, just $279. That's just off the charts. Use code BBALL, $279. And guys, you know what today is? Today is Tuesday. And because of Sports Memo Tuesdays, ain't just for tacos anymore. My friends, it's $2 Tuesday at Sports Memo. You know what that means. Not one, not two, 3 great cappers on the $2 Tuesday board. We've got the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. We've got Dan Kaiser and the Insider's Room, Nick Parsons. Each have plays up big time, big percent plays for $2 a piece. But you know what? The deal of the century. You get all 3 big cappers. They're $2 plays, $5. Go over to Sports Memo right now. Go get that deal. Go 3-0 tonight with the 3 great documented winning cappers. Now, guys, we have 3 big roundtable games to get into, and I'm interested to see what our panel has got to say. Our first game, my friends, 5.5 games separate San Diego and San Francisco in the West. 5.5 is also the number of games back the Giants are for a wild card spot. This is a very big matchup. This really can. The Giants can gain a little ground here. So currently San Francisco is at San Diego. The line, San Diego minus 180. A total of 7.5 under minus 120. The First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, who's all over the baseball leaderboards. Dionne, give us your opinion on this game, please.
Well, the Giants come into this matchup winning 3 consecutive games, while the Padres have lost 5 straight. 5.5 games back now separate these 2 teams. Today, Alex Cobb and Joe Musgrove are scheduled to start. Cobb is 3-6 with a 4.08 ERA. And back in April, the right-hander won his only start against San Diego this season, where he gave up 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks with 10 strikeouts, giving the Giants a 13-2 win in San Fran. But in his last 4 starts, Cobb is 0-2. Musgrove, he's 8-5 with a 3.00 ERA. And over his first 12 starts, the right-hander is a perfect 8-0 with a 1.59 ERA with 12 quality starts. But over his last 7 starts, he is 0-5, and the team is just 1-6 in those 7 starts. To me, this game is too tough to figure out, and there's way better games on the board today. So I'm staying away from this one today.
Good stuff, Dionne D'Amico, First Lady of Las Vegas Sports. And you know why the Cappers over at SportsMemo are unrivaled? Because of the integrity that they bring to you. I want you to know, guys, I've never worked with a collection of Cappers like this. And while we're here to give you opinions on games, I really respect that, Dan, because you're not going to gamble with our viewers' money. I respect that. You think there are better games on the board? And, guys, she's kicking butt and taking names on the leaderboard over at SportsMemo. So listen to her. Dan, I respect that a lot. I really appreciate that. And I know our viewers do, too. Let's go to Rocky Atkinson. Now, guys, you may not know this to look at him because he's got that kind smile, but Rocky's a wanted man. He's wanted by the FBI for killing bookmakers down south. He's one of the best ever in the sports betting industry, and he's all over the leaderboards in multiple sports. I got to tell you, one of his bet sports, NFL, is coming up very soon. He has had, if I'm not mistaken, he had a high percentage a year ago. That, guys, I'm going to let Rocky tell you about it because it's just, I'm at a loss for words. Rocky Atkinson, give us your take on this game. A little bit later on, you can tell us about maybe some of your football specials coming up because I know you hit a high percentage that was so high. My God, it brings even me at a loss of my words. Rocky Atkinson, tell us your take on the Giants, Padres, San Diego 180 total, 7.5 under -120. The floor is yours, Rocky.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dionne here. Very tough game to call. San Francisco's 54-55 on the season. San Diego 61-51. And we talked about it on the First Family Show this morning about the Padres losing 5 in a row heading into tonight. And they had made a couple big moves before the trade deadline. They brought in Soto and Bell. And sometimes it takes a little while for that team chemistry to kick in. And I think that might be what's going on here. And sometimes it don't develop at all. So they already had a good team, and they are a playoff contender, in my opinion. Will they make the playoffs? I'm not sure right now. They've got to turn it around big time. They do start Joe Musgrove here, who has pitched well overall for the Padres this season, but he's 0-3 with a 6.75 ERA his last 3 starts. Alex Cobb gets the start for San Francisco. He's 1-0 in his career against San Diego, and his team is 2-0 against the Padres when he gets the start. San Diego's 0-5 their last 5 games against division opponents, and they are 3-9 their last 12 games when their opponent allowed 2 runs or less in their previous game. I'm going to play it safe here, and I'm going to take San Francisco on the run line in this one, plus 1.5, -135.
The Southern Assassin says he's playing it safe. San Francisco run line plus 1.5. You know, Rocky, you really touch base on something that's very important. Sports fans, guys, I got to tell you, if I owned a team and I had to write several $100 million check, I want immediate results. But you don't understand, you know, baseball is unlike other sports. In football, you got offense, you got defense, you got special teams. Those guys hang out together. In college, they room together. In basketball, it's smaller clan, but you got starters, you got backups. Starters know their roles, and you know you could switch a guy into another team, even though basketball in the NBA has some of the biggest egos there are. Here in baseball, man, you know when you get new people. And I played baseball growing up. I signed my letter of intent 87 to go to the University of Arizona when they won the title. And I will tell you this: baseball is. You really have to have that. You have to have mesh. You have to have that intimacy, that chemistry, and it does take a while. But I got to tell you, if I'm writing a several $100 check, Rocky, I want to get some wins right away. This is a very good team, San Diego. But Rocky says he's going to play safe goal the run line. San Francisco plus a run and a half. Even my mouth goes too fast in my brain sometimes. Sports fans, don't go anywhere. We've got 2 more roundtable games and a best bet segment. Our second roundtable game, a battle of American League West's most troubled teams. That's a nice way of saying they're both at the bottom of the barrel, guys. Angels at A's, Los Angeles -185, total of 6.5, over -115. Let's go to the prettiest face on the panel, the First Lady of Las Vegas. You'll find her over at SportsMemo on all the leaderboards, WNBA and MLB. And by the way, she did finish last year's college football number 2. I'm coming for you this year, Dan. I want to be the top-ranking D'Amico on the leaderboards in college football. I'm telling you that. I'm coming for you today. Sports fans, let's go to Dionne D'Amico. Dionne, LA, 185, 6.5 over 15. Take it away, D.
Thank you. As Joey did just mention, Los Angeles and Oakland are bringing up the rear of the American League West. Neither team has any chance whatsoever of making the playoffs this season. However, that doesn't mean this matchup doesn't offer us an opportunity to make money. These two teams just met yesterday in game 1 of this series, with the Angels winning 1-0. In a repeat of a pitching matchup from last week's series, Shohei Ohtani and James Kaprielian are starting here today. Kaprielian bested Ohtani a week ago, earning a victory for Oakland 3-1. These two starters are heading in very different directions. The Angels right-hander is 0-3 in his last 3 starts. And to be honest with you, he has been getting lit up. On the other hand, the A's right-hander has been stellar, riding an unbeaten streak of 7 consecutive turns and going 3-0 with a 2.33 ERA in that span. He hasn't allowed too many hits or too many runs. Oakland has done very well in this division, going 8-3 the last 11 versus the American League West foes. They are also very strong against right-handed pitchers, going 10-3 the last 13 versus righties. I'm taking the doggy here to take a big bite out of the favorites. I'm going to go ahead and play Oakland today.
Woof, woof. Dionne D'Amico says the doggy to take a big bite of the favorite. She likes the A's here. You know, there are things in this business that, you know, when you're looking at sports betting, you've always got to look at something that gives you value. And Dionne's talking about value right now. And if something doesn't give you value, there's other games on the board that will. Dionne, great breakdown, great analysis. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Dionne says take the A's. It's a big dog, you know. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. You can bite out of the favorite. Let's go to the Southern Assassin himself. You'll find him all over the SportsMemo leaderboards as well. Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, LA, 185. Total, 6.5 over 15. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dionne here in this one. You got two very, very bad teams this year. The Angels started off strong, but they've gotten weaker as the season progressed. They're 47-63. The Oakland A's 41-69. I almost hate to say this on air, but Oakland is my favorite Major League Baseball team, and just tough to watch. Done well overall this year, but struggled recently is Shohei Ohtani. He's 0-3 with a 5.00 ERA his last 3 starts. James Kaprielian is 2-0 with a 1.10 ERA in his last 3 starts. He's 3-0 with a 1.17 ERA in his 4 career starts versus the Angels. The Angels are 20-46 their last 66 games overall. They're 15-36 their last 51 games against right-handed starters, including 3-11 their last 14 games on the road when facing righties. The Angels are 7-19 their last 26 games after a win. Oakland is 6-1 the last seven home games when facing a right-handed starter. They're 6-1 the last 7 games when facing a starter with a WHIP below 1.15. And Oakland has won 8 of the past 11 games against division opponents. They're also 15-7 their last 22 overall meetings in this series. I'm going to play it a little bit safer than Dionne did. I'm going to play Oakland on the run line tonight, plus 1.5, minus 125.
Great minds think alike. The Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, says he's playing it safe for 2 roundtable games in a row. He likes the A's plus a 1.5. Good stuff, Rocky. Is what we've come to love about you is that you always bring it. Every show you're on, very good analysis, very good breakdown. Sports friends, we're going quick today, just like my wedding night. So don't go anywhere. We still have another roundtable game. Then we're going to go into our best bet segment. I do want to welcome some of the people that are watching. Raven Ron, Philly 17. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Keep commenting too. During the show, if I can get a chance to comment back, I certainly will. And comment, tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. We want to make you happy. We want to keep you coming back. So guys, our third roundtable game, despite a record from this season, a recent 5-game slide, New York still owns the best overall mark in the AL. They face a team they may see down the road in the postseason. They may very well see Seattle. A while ago, Seattle was their kryptonite. They came off the slide. They took 2 of 3, and I think in the last meeting. But New York has a big win in the last game, getting back off that schneid. This is an interesting matchup. I'm a Yankee fan, and I hear a lot of people. There's Yankee lovers, Yankee haters. There's nobody in between. But I will say that, some people, when they started losing games, they're saying, hey, the Yankees are done. They're done. They're done. Guys, you're 105, 110 games in, give or take. And that will take its toll on any season. This is a team that will be there in the end. Trust me when I tell you. But they do have problems overall with Seattle. And guys, on this show and on the First Family Show, throughout the last several months, all of our guests, all of our contributors have talked at times about Seattle. This is a very Jekyll and Hyde team. At times they look horrible. At times they show signs of brilliance. So I'm interested to see what both Dionne and Rocky has got to say. Dionne, the Yankees are at the Mariners, New York, minus $1.30. Total 7.5 under 15. Dionne, remember your husband's a Yankee fan. No, go ahead, baby. The floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's no secret that New York possesses the most explosive lineup in baseball. They rank number 1 in scoring, number 2 in OPS, and number 1 in home runs. This is a team that accounts for over 5.35 runs per game. Overall on the season, Seattle's numbers aren't nearly as impressive. However, playing the Yankees brings something out in the Mariners' offense. Of the 4 meetings this season between these two teams, the last 3 have gone over. And the first was a push. Just in case you were wondering, they have totaled 46 runs scored in 4 meetings in 2022. As a matter of fact, coming into this matchup, the Yankees' overs are on a 21-7-1 run. The Mariners' run on overs are on a 5-1-2 run. Garrett Cole, believe it or not, 6 of his last 7 appearances have all gone over the total. Luis Castillo has faced the Yankees twice this season, once as a Cincinnati Red and once since joining the Seattle Mariners. Guess what, folks? Both games have gone over the total. So I think you know where I'm going with this one. I'm going to go ahead and take the over. We can't hear you.
Sorry, guys. See, my voice annoys even myself so much that I mute myself from time to time. Sports fans, the First Lady of Las Vegas, as informative as she is entertaining as well. She likes the over in the game. It's a really good breakdown and a lot of good points, Dionne. Thank you very much. Well, guys, in the first round, Dionne had no opinion. Rocky liked the San Francisco on the run line. The second round, they both liked the A's. One liked the A's straight up. Rocky liked the A's on the run line. Let's see if Rocky's take on the Yankees Mariners is the same as Dionne's, or let's see if he contradicts her. Rocky, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, Yankees 71-39 on the season. Seattle 59-52. We have another pitcher here that's pitched well overall this year, but has struggled recently in Garrett Cole here for the Yankees. He's 0-2 with a 7.00 ERA his last 3 starts. Opponents have pounded out 23 hits in his last 18 innings pitched. Luis Castillo is 5-4 with a 2.95 ERA overall this year, 2-1 with a 3.64 ERA at home this season, 2-0 with a 3.05 ERA his last 3 starts, and he has a 3.37 ERA in 3 career starts versus this Yankees team. The Yankees are 1-5 the last 6 games overall. They're 1-4 the last 5 road games against right-handed starters. They're 1-5 the last 6 road games overall. They're 1-9 their last 10 road games against a team with a winning record. Seattle's a hot 30-13 their last 43 games overall. They're 5-0 their last 5 games after allowing 5 runs or more. They're 8-2 their last 10 games against this strong American League East division. And they're 25-10 their last 35 games against right-handed starters. I'm going to recommend a small play here on Seattle plus 115 in this one.
Rocky Atkinson says a small play. Seattle plus 115. Guys, we have 3 roundtable games now, but don't go anywhere. The most exciting portion of the show, the best bet segment. Plus, we've got some discounts you're going to be seeing scrolling across the bottom of your screen. After the show, take advantage of those discounts. We're going to remind you again about the $2 Tuesday cappers, Dan, Dionne, and Insider's Room. And we want to welcome Dan and Insider's Room, the newest additions to the Sports Memo family. They're doing great work over there. Our good friend Slim Large. I love that name, baby. Slim Large, he's going to the A's game tonight. Slim, have a hot dog and a beer for me, please. Please, please. But don't be the guy that runs across the field naked at the 7th inning stretch. Please don't do that. I want to see you safe, and I want to see you come the 19th and 20th over to Sports Memo Wager Talk meet and greet here in Vegas at the Westgate Superbook. Guys, 3 roundtable games down, and we do appreciate, by the way, all your comments. Our good friend Mitchell Brothers had a good point. He said, why talk about a game? And I did comment, if you're not going to put an opinion on, I woke up this morning. Please don't call me. I believe It was a doubleheader. Outside of doubleheader, there was, I believe, 15 games on the board. 13 of them had prices of like $1.70 or higher. So it is very tough, and we want to give you a shelf life on these opinions. So I will tell you this, my friends, we try to give you the later games on the board. Some are not marquee games, but they don't all have to be marquee games. We do the best we can. And we also don't want it where every capper, and I love cappers. I'm a capper myself. If I only wanted to talk about games I like, that's a different story. We want to get different angles on different games. And I do appreciate all your input, sports fans. Guys, we have our most exciting portion of the show, our best bet segment. That's where Dionne, Rocky, and even yours truly, your gracious host, is going to chime in on our best bets of the day. So without any further ado, let's go to a person who's all over the SportsMemo leaderboards in multiple sports right now, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. Dionne's going to tell us a free play for this, a free best bet, for the show, but she's also going to tell us what she's excited about tonight and maybe over the next few days over at SportsMemo on the premium side. Dionne, the floor is yours, darling.
Thank you very much. My best bet releases are just that, the best bet on the board. This exclusive play is a perfect 100% at 5-0 this WNBA season. I don't release many of these, but when I do, they are money. Over the last several weeks, my WNBA plays are hitting a whopping 66.7%. And today, these two angles meet as I have my 100% best bet during my hot streak for you as a $2 Tuesday release. You can get this best bet for just $2, or you can get all three of our amazing picks from myself, Dan Kaiser, and the Insiders Room for just $5. And my best bet for today, if the season were to end today, Toronto would have a wild card spot, but Toronto would not. But Baltimore would not. I'm sorry. They would miss the playoffs. Kind of funny because the Orioles are the hottest team in the most competitive division in baseball. They have won 6 of the last 7, and going back a bit further, 22 of their last 30. For most of the season, the Blue Jays offense have ranked in the top 10. The Orioles lineup has really started to heat up. Alex Manoah and Kyle Bradish take the mound here. While Manoah has pitched well, any pitcher is going to have a hard time against the surging Baltimore offense. As far as Bradish goes, 6 of his last 7 appearances have all gone over the total. The over has gotten us paid 4 of the last 5 meetings in this series and is an overall 18-6-3 the last 27 meetings. It is also 15-6 in the Blue Jays last 21 versus the American League East and 14-5-1 in the Orioles last 20 versus the AL East. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over here, guys.
First Lady of Las Vegas says take the over, Blue Jays, Orioles. Very good breakdown, very good analysis, Dionne. That's what we've come to expect from you. Thank you, guys. She's a featured $2 Tuesday capper. Dionne, I'm sorry, I just want to reiterate, your $2 Tuesday release is a WNBA play tonight?
Yeah, my $2 release is a WNBA. It is a 100% best bet. They are on a 5-0 run.
So they are 5-0 this season.
Yes, sir.
Yes, guys, sir. You can't argue with success, let alone perfection. After the show, I mean, get Dionne's $2 best bet 5-unit play, or honestly, the deal of the century. Get all 3. Get Dan. Get inside his room, get Dionne $5, pays for itself in no time. 3 winning documented cappers. Let's go over to Rocky Atkinson, who I told you, man, I don't know how Rocky sits in one place so long. He's wanted for killing bookmakers. He's got to move around a lot, guys. He can't stay in one place too long because he is one of the best I've ever seen, and he's been doing it for decades. Rocky, I know you're doing some great work at SportsMemo. I know you're doing great work right now, currently on present ongoing sports, but I know you're also kick some butt every year in both college and pro football. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't you have an off-the-charts year or season ago in pro football in the NFL? Tell us about some of those things. Tell us what you got on the premium side, and give us your best bet for today, please.
Yes, sir. I was documented 70% last year in the NFL with every pick I released to my clients. That counts preseason, regular season, and playoffs. In the preseason, I was perfect last year, and I actually have 2 plays up for this weekend right now. 5% NFL preseason monster and another NFL preseason play for this weekend. So join me at sportsmemo.com for that, as I try to do better than 70%, which is going to be very hard to do, but I'm going to give it a try. As far as my best bet here for the show, I'm going to look at the LA Dodgers on the run line tonight over Minnesota. It's -1.5, -105. Minnesota's 57 and 51 overall. The Dodgers 75 and 33 on the season. Joe Ryan, another pitcher who's pitched well this year, but recently hasn't. He has a 7.04 ERA his last 3 starts, where he's given up 5 home runs during that time. Julio Urias is 11 and 6 with a 2.57 ERA overall this year. He's 4 and 2 with a 2.98 ERA at home this season, and he's been very good lately. 3 and 0 with a 0.95 ERA his last 3 starts. The Dodgers are 7 and 0 their last 7 games overall, scoring 6.4 runs per game with a team batting average of 292, and they're allowing only 2 runs per game, allowing opponents a combined team batting average of only 167. The Dodgers are 57 and 17 their last 74 home games. They're 43 and 13 the last 56 home games against right-handed starters. Minnesota, on the other hand, 19 and 43 their last 62 interleague road games against teams with a winning record. They're 5 and 21 the last 26 interleague games against left-handed starters, including 1 and 10 their last 11 games when they face left-handed starters on the road in interleague play. Minnesota's 1 and 7 their last 8 games when playing with a day off. The Dodgers are 8 and 0 the last 8 meetings overall in this series. I'm looking for the Dodgers to blow away the Twins tonight. Play the Dodgers -1.5, -105 on the run line.
Sports fans, the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson. You can find him over at SportsMemo, all over the leaderboards. Follow him, because trust me, you'll follow him all the way to the bank. He says Dodgers run line. I'll tell you something funny about this, but first, guys, I want you to know, in this business, I want you to know the white whale is 55, 56%. That's what we aspire to hit through the course of a season. Anybody can get on a lucky run for a week or two, over a month, or a couple of months. But to maintain a high winning percentage is very difficult here, guys. It's not the white whale 55%, because guys like Rocky D and myself hit 60 for seasons. But when you talk about 70% over a long term, talk about a white whale. Talk about Jonah and the whale. Man, that is just ridiculous. Rocky, great work. Go follow Rocky. He says Dodgers. By the way, guys, Dionne and I, we're early risers. When you get my age, I'm like Morty Seinfeld. I eat dinner at 3 in the afternoon. I'm sleeping by 4 p.m. I get up at about 2 p.m. and we get the game sent to us the night before, and our great producer, Chris. And I was actually typing in my best bet for the show. And as I was typing it in, bink, I got to notice Rocky had the Dodgers. Great minds think alike. This is a very good team, Rock. And it seems like they're getting better as the season is progressing. They're not falling off at all. And they are just crushing it, in their own division, which tells me that they're going to maintain that lead in their division. Here's a funny thing, Rock. While you were talking, I was just looking down at the standings. Of the 6 division leaders, Minnesota Twins have the poorest or the lowest winning percentage. It's something to keep in mind. And you got the team with the most wins in the Dodgers, and they're just turning it up 8 in a row, 9 of their last 10. They're playing very good baseball. A lot of Dodger fans winced when the Padres brought in Soto and they brought in another closer. We talked about what happened. They are a very good team, but it's going to take them a little time. The Dodgers had no falling off period at all. I mean, they're not even looking fatigue. They're playing better as the season progresses. Great play. We appreciate that. So, guys, it's time to adjust the volumes on your headsets, your PCs, your phones, your tablets, because Joey D is going to tell you a thing or two about a thing or two. All right, over the last 30 days in baseball, guess who's ranked number 1 over at SportsMemo and Profit? Your sexy and savory host, Joey D'Amico. Guys, $100 bettors are up $4,102 the last 30 days in my baseball alone. Today, we continue to beat the books on the diamond. I have my MLB Grand Slam play. My Grand Slams are on an 8-1-1. That's over about the last 3 weeks, guys. And overall, they're documented at 75% over the last 5 seasons. Get on my hot streak. Make a huge profit. Hit a Grand Slam with me tonight. I have it available at SportsMemo right now for just $9. Now, let's go into my best bet today. My best bet release for today's show is between 2 American League West teams that have fallen way short of preseason expectations. They talked about in the roundtable segment. I have a big opinion on this game. My friends, for the life of me, and I mean this. Now, mind you, guys, I started this when I was 10 years old with football sheets in the schoolyard. I worked as a teenager. Don't even ask what I did. As a teenager for the biggest bookmaking crew in the 5 boroughs. All right? When I came out to Vegas, I worked for several sports books. I then worked for the lines makers, the people that made the lines, the original lines. And then I went in, the rest is history. I worked for a couple of great cappers, became a great capper myself. But I can't figure out for the life of me why this team, an Angels team, Why they made the Angels $1.85, $1.90 favorites. Granted, they're playing the cellar-dwelling A's, but come on, guys, almost a $2 favorite for a team that's 16 games under 500 and 23 games back in the division. Why? Because Ohtani's on the mound? Well, sports fans, he's 0-3 in his last 3 starts, allowed 10 runs in just 18 innings pitched. Over his career, 2-3 record against his opponent today, 3.49 ERA in 7 outings, respectable. But just about a week ago, he was out-dueled in this same exact matchup. You know who he's out-dueled by? By today's starter, James Caprillion. Say that 10 times quick. Believe it or not, he's unbeaten in his last 7 starts, 3-0 with a 2.33 during that span. And his last 3 turns, he's allowed just 2 runs in 16 1/3 innings pitched. Actually, he hasn't had a poor outing since mid-June. Go back. I double and triple checked his outings. Since mid-June, he hasn't given up a lot of runs. The team has won his last 4 turns. The Angels are 7-15 the last 22 against the A's, 5-12 the last 17 versus division opponents, 15-36 the last 51 versus right-handed starters. I'm not in love with Oakland, but getting them plus $1.75, $1.80 here certainly offers us value, and I'm all for that, sports fans. Take the A's as a big value play. Let's bring back Dionne and Rocky. Guys, we had another great show today. We appreciate all of you. We've got a couple quick announcements, then we're going to get on out of here. Be sure to tune in every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern to this show. Full count, my friends. I'm going to tell you now, we really appreciate all of you who are tuning in. That's why we come to you live Monday through Friday. That's why we have great guests, and we're doing a lot of great things here. So keep tuning in. We appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to take advantage of those customer appreciation discounts. And don't forget, SportsMemo Wager Talk meet and greet August 19th and 20th. There's one more thing. Today is Tuesday. It's $2 Tuesday. Dionne D'Amico, Insider's Room, and Dan Kaiser. You get all 3 documented winning cappers right now for just $5. Go over to SportsMemo right after the show. Once again, keep tuning in, keep liking, keep subscribing. We appreciate all the comments. I'm going to try to get back to everybody myself, but I'm old. I need a nap. I want to thank Dionne and Rocky on behalf of SportsMemo, Dionne D'Amico, Rocky Atkinson. This is Joe D'Amico. Good luck and have a winning day, everyone.